Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. This video is about an all-important issue which keeps coming up time and again and is a source of great confusion among the Sikh community, and it is about whether Sikhs are allowed to eat meat. Well, first of all, I should say that Guru Granth Sahib is not about absolute terms. Most of the things are relative, most of the things are suggestions. So Guru Granth Sahib is not in style of Quran or Bible that says thou shalt not. But it's fairly categorical, fairly clear in some of the punktis that I'm going to come up with, and we'll also discuss the ever famous Mas Kashmir. But before that, we will take a line from Bhagat Kabir Ji. खुदाए खुदाए सब में कहत हो फिर क्यों मुर्गी मारे. You say that God is in every creature, God is in everyone, then why do you slaughter the chicken? It's very categorical. They're not saying about animals in general or something. It's just very, very categorical about eating chicken. The next one. Roza kare manawe alho, roza tare manawe alho, swadat ji sangare. Which means that you hold your fast, in allusion to Muslims who have the 30-day fast during Ramadan. But at the end of the day, when you break your fast, you kill animals. You kill G. So, what you're doing is, Kahe ko chakmare is how this line ends with. And what Kabir Sahib here is trying to tell us is that all your religious rituals are fruitless, useless, if you have no compassion for animals. Third one, again from Bhagat Kabir Ji. Khoob khana khichdi, खूब खाना खिचड़ी जहमे अमृत लून हीरे रोटी कारने गला कटावे खाऊं. Excellent is my khichdi. Khichdi is rice and lentils, in which nectar is salt, alluding to basic simple food. Who would want to get their throat slit for food? हीरे रोटी कारने गला कटावे. So again, this is an allusion to the ritualistic slitting of the throats and then consuming the animal. So these are some very, very clear punktis. And there are then again some generic punktis like Daya kare ji ki kich purnatan kare, sachta par jani, that's from Asakira. That truthful is one who is compassionate towards animal. G's, actually it's not animals, it's G's. But again, the punkti that is of greatest confusion is Mas kar Murakh Chagre. That punkti was spoken by Guru Nanak Dev Ji against Hindu thoughts that meat somehow is impure and it's going to sort of corrupt their religion, or it's going to corrupt their faith if they consume any form of meat. Now that is not true in Sikhism. In Sikhism, we are allowed to have meat if need be, because Sikhism is a universal faith. It's a philosophy. In general, as much as possible, we should be compassionate to animals. But let's say, we're living in North Pole. The only thing we can consume is fish. You can still be 100% sick and be consuming fish because you don't have an alternative. The other scenario, which is again not very realistic, but let's say meat was very cheap and vegetables and the other plant-based food was very expensive, and you can't afford to buy plant-based foods. In that case, I guess it's okay for you to keep on consuming meat. But other than those two reasons, but that's very unrealistic because meat is always going to be more expensive than vegetables, just because it takes 12 pounds of water, I guess 40 pounds of grains, or 40 pounds of water and 12 pounds of grain to produce 1 pound of beef. So the equation is heavily skewed against meat in terms of prices. The other things that we're going to talk about here is the health effects, right? As you all know, most animals are factory raised and they're fed antibiotics and steroids. and they never see light of the day. So these are terribly sick animals with festering wounds and cancers and fractures due to the fact that they put on weight so quickly, and they're for most part littering in their own feces. To consume an animal that is so sick and thinking that that'll make you healthy is just completely beyond. And again, if you're consuming animals just because you can't control your taste buds, then Sikhi is all about self-control. Man jeeta chik jeet. You have won the world if you have won yourself. Now let's look at the health statistics. I'm a vegetarian. I'm turning to be vegan these days, so completely cutting out all dairy from my diet. Let's see how it goes. Anyways, what we were talking about was the fact that there's only 2 to 3% colon cancer in India, with comparable life expectancy as West, whereas in North America and Canada and US, this is the second largest cancer in terms of incidence, and it affects about 30 to 40% people. So that's a very, very large statistic. And the only difference between Indian diet and Western diet is meat. So if you can put 2 and 2 together and give up meat and try to eat more animal-based food, you'll be more at peace with yourself, and you will have been true to Guru Granth Sahib's teaching. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.